Have you ever found yourself scrolling endlessly on your phone for hours, binge-watching show after show, buying things you don't really need, or getting lost in never-ending TV series only to feel empty, maybe even a little regretful afterward? If your answer is yes, even just once, then today's video is definitely for you. There's an invisible enemy creeping into our lives, disguised in the cloak of harmlessness, relaxation, or even reward. It doesn't knock us down immediately, like the hard addictions we often hear about in the news. But slowly, stealthily, it erodes our precious time, our energy, our money, and even our mental well-being. It causes us to live a life that's not good enough, a life that could be so much more vibrant, so much more meaningful. In today's video, BookSmart Insights is going to unmask that invisible enemy through the lens of a truly special book, The Soft Addiction Solution by Dr. Judith Wright, a renowned American expert and consultant on lifestyle and marriage. This book opened up a whole new perspective for me, and I believe it will for you too, on those seemingly small daily habits. We'll explore what soft addiction really is, why it has such a powerful hold on us, and most importantly, how we can prescribe the right medicine, conquer it, and rediscover true joy and satisfaction in our lives. So are you ready? Let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Before we dive deeper, I want you to picture this. When we hear the word addiction, most of us probably think of scary things like drug addiction, alcoholism, or gambling addiction. Things that are tangible, obvious, and can destroy a person's life. Those are hard addictions, and dealing with hard addictions fundamentally requires complete avoidance of the addictive substances or behaviors. But the soft addiction Dr. Judith Wright talks about is a completely different story. She has an incredibly profound way of defining it, a statement I think will make many of you pause. You won't die from soft addiction. It just makes you live not good enough. Sounds lighter, doesn't it? But it's precisely this lightness that makes soft addiction so dangerous. Why do I say that? Because unlike hard addictions, we can almost never completely avoid the triggers for soft addictions. What are they, you ask? They are the activities, the habits, the things present in every nook and cranny of your life. From your daily meals, the items you shop for, how you entertain yourself, how you work, even how you interact with those around you. Scrolling through social media, watching TV, online shopping, snacking, drinking bubble tea, binge-watching series. This list can go on forever. Because of this prevalence and seeming harmlessness, soft addiction has become a phenomenon that most of us experience, whether we're conscious of it or not. The Soft Addiction Solution cites a poll in the US, and the numbers are truly astounding. 91% of respondents admitted to having at least one soft addiction. Dr. Wright even believes that the remaining 9% perhaps just haven't dared to admit it or haven't realized it yet. You see, it's so common, it's almost a normal part of modern life. I've read quite a few comments about this book on forums and review sites like Goodreads. Many people shared that when they first heard the term soft addiction, they felt it was a bit of an exaggeration. But the more they read, the more they realized the author's descriptions perfectly matched what they were going through. One reader wrote, "I never thought my watching Netflix for 3 to 4 hours every night was an addiction. I just thought it was how I relaxed. But this book helped me realize that relaxation was costing me too much." So soft addiction differs from hard addiction in that it doesn't cause immediate physical death, but it slowly kills our potential, making our lives bland, lacking the vibrancy and meaning they ought to have. It's like a thick fog, preventing us from seeing the path ahead clearly, from fully experiencing the beauty of life. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself just one more episode and ended up watching until 2 a.m., only to feel sluggish and unfocused the next day? How many times have you picked up your phone to check a message and then gotten sucked into the endless vortex of news feeds and short videos, only for an hour or two to pass by unconsciously? Those could very well be manifestations of soft addiction silently controlling you. And here's a crucial point the author emphasizes. Soft addiction isn't about whether the action itself is bad or not. Watching a good movie, scrolling social media for news updates, or buying something you like isn't inherently wrong. The problem lies in when these behaviors become excessive, out of control, and we use them as a means to distract ourselves, to temporarily numb our emotions, to avoid the real issues in our lives. That's when they transform into sophisticated, soft addictions. In the next part, we'll name and shame the most common types of soft addictions and explore clear signs so you can diagnose yourself. Don't look away, because you might recognize a familiar friend. So how do we recognize if we're caught in the trap of soft addiction? In her book, The Soft Addiction Solution, Dr. Judith Wright clearly outlines 4 main, common types of soft addictions, along with 2 core characteristics to help you diagnose your situation. Now, let's delve into the details of each one. 4 common types of soft addictions. Type 1. Behavioral soft addictions. This is perhaps the most common and easily recognizable type. It includes any behavior that, once repeated excessively, becomes a tool for you to avoid true emotions or procrastinate on important tasks. Typical examples: aimless phone scrolling, picking up your phone whenever your hands are free, swiping from app to app, watching video after video without end. Does that sound familiar? Opening Facebook, then Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. A never-ending loop. Excessive TV watching, binge watching, turning on the TV as soon as you get home, or clinging to your laptop or phone to watch movies for hours on end, forgetting to eat or sleep. After one episode, you tell yourself just one more, and then the whole evening or even the entire weekend slips by in front of the screen. Social media addiction. Posting an article or a photo online, and then checking notifications every few minutes, seeing how many likes or comments you've received. Your emotions fluctuate with these virtual numbers. Uncontrolled shopping. Buying things you don't really need, just because you saw an attractive ad, because it's on sale, or simply to satisfy the thrill of getting a deal. Your closet is overflowing, but you still feel like you have nothing to wear. Oversleeping, procrastinating at the start of the day, setting an alarm only to hit snooze multiple times, and trying to prolong your time in bed to avoid the tasks ahead. Gossiping, talking about others, spending too much time discussing other people's lives instead of focusing on your own. Always choosing premium unnecessarily. For example, always having to eat at expensive restaurants, even if your palate isn't particularly special, just to show off or due to a hard-to-break habit. These behaviors, when done obstacles in, can be forms of entertainment or relaxation. But when they take up too much time, affect your other goals, and are used to fill some void in your soul, that's behavioral soft addiction. Type 2. Avoidance soft addictions. Do you ever know you need to do something important, but you keep putting it off, finding all sorts of reasons to delay it? That's a sign of an avoidance soft addiction. For example, procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. There's still plenty of time. I'm not in the mood right now. Familiar excuses for those stradaic from this addiction. Avoiding confrontation. Children misbehave, but parents let it slide, not seeking ways to teach and guide them. Minor conflicts between spouses aren't resolved thoroughly, but are met with silence, ignored, and let pass, refusing to face reality. When facing difficulties, instead of analyzing the cause and finding a solution, you try to make the problem from big to small, from small to nothing, so you don't have to face it and take responsibility. This type of addiction often stems from an underlying fear, a hidden insecurity. The more we fear, the more we tend to avoid. And that avoidance, in turn, fuels more fear, creating a vicious cycle. Type 3. Emotional and lifestyle soft addictions. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But recurring negative emotional reactions and lifestyles can also become a form of soft addiction. For example, constant complaining and blaming. Always grumbling about everything, from the weather and work to the people around. Blaming the husband, criticizing the wife, scolding the children, critiquing colleagues. Like a habit. Always playing the victim, feeling like the whole world is against you, that all misfortune befalls you. Always joking, turning everything into a laugh. Even in serious situations that require sincerity, you use humor, sometimes forced, to hide your true feelings or keep a distance from others. Apathy, indifference to everything. No longer feeling interested, happy, sad, or concerned about anything as a way to protect yourself from emotional pain. People who frequently exhibit these behaviors are actually using them as an escape hatch to avoid confronting their true emotions. Their deep-seated wounds. Type 4. Food and specific consumer goods soft addictions. This type of addiction relates to an excessive attachment to a particular type of food, drink, or a specific branded item. For example, addiction to sweets and fried foods, knowing they're unhealthy but unable to resist, feeling restless and uncomfortable if you can't have them. Addiction to coffee and bubble tea, having to drink it every day, even several times a day, to feel alert and happy. Worshipping a specific brand, only use clothes, bags, and cosmetics from a certain label, and feel anxious if you can't buy the brand's latest item. The difference between liking and being addicted here is the feeling of compulsion, the feeling that you must have it. Otherwise, you'll feel agitated, uncomfortable, and will try every way to get it, regardless of the potential negative consequences. 2 core characteristics to expose soft addiction. Besides identifying them through the 4 types above, Dr. Judith Wright also points out 2 common characteristics, like 2 quick tests, to determine if a particular behavior of yours is a soft addiction. Characteristics 1. Behavior that contradicts your goals and leaves negative feelings. If you do something that goes against your resolutions, desires, goals, or long-term plans, and after doing it, instead of feeling happy and satisfied, you feel empty, regretful, guilty, self-blaming, or that everything is meaningless, then it's very likely you're suffering from some type of soft addiction. For example, you're determined to lose weight, but can't stop snacking in the evening. After eating, you feel guilty and disappointed in yourself. That's the sign. Characteristics 2. Lack of real focus and enjoyment. When you engage in a soft addictive behavior, you often aren't fully focused, aren't truly enjoying it, and aren't mindfully present in a conscious way. The author gives a great example of scrolling TikTok. Many people think scrolling TikTok is very enjoyable and focused, but let's analyze it more closely. True focus is a state where your actions are intentional. You know what you're doing, what problem you want to solve. You control that period. But when scrolling short videos on TikTok, Facebook Reels, or YouTube Shorts, you're often in a passive, completely out of control state. The algorithm leads you by the nose, feeding you whatever video it chooses. You just keep scrolling, endlessly, without purpose, without end. That's not focused enjoyment with mindfulness. It's behavior that is killing your concentration. Neuroscientists at the Seattle Children's Research Institute found that the brains of children addicted to playing on their phones show distinct morphological differences compared to normal children. Images showed healthy children's brains with clear convolutions, while the brains of phone-addicted children showed signs of shrinkage. And more frighteningly, this condition also occurs similarly in adult brains. Addiction to short videos severely impairs the function of the frontal lobe, the area related to higher-level thinking, concentration, memory, and emotional management. It's truly something for us to reflect on, isn't it? So there you have it, folks. The 4 types of soft addictions and the 2 telltale signs are like mirrors, helping us see our daily habits more clearly. Not to judge, but to understand. Because as the author said, these behaviors are not sins. They are just misguided attempts to self-soothe. Maybe we want to relax after a tiring day, relieve stress, or escape a strong emotion. The problem is, the way we choose to soothe ourselves is silently causing harm. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into why these soft addictions are so alluring and their hidden dangers to our lives. Stay tuned. After naming and shaming the types of soft addictions and their telltale signs, many of you might be wondering, why are these seemingly harmless things so tempting? And if they're just soft, are they really worth worrying about? These are very important questions, and Dr. Judith Wright answers them thoroughly in her book, The Irresistible Allure of Soft Addictions. Soft addictions entice us because they offer a sense of instant gratification, a temporary comfort. Imagine you've just had a stressful, pressure-filled workday. What's the first thing you do when you get home? Maybe you immediately open a bag of chips, turn on your favorite show, or scroll through social media for hours. In that moment, you feel relieved, able to escape from worries and troubles. Easy soothing. As mentioned earlier, soft addictions are often, albeit misguided, attempts to self-soothe. When we're sad, lonely, stressed, or bored, behaviors like emotional eating, shopping, or immersing ourselves in the virtual world offer a quick escape. They don't require effort, don't need much thought. Just letting go into them allows us to temporarily forget reality. Deceiving the feeling of emptiness, we turn to soft addictions to fill an invisible void in our lives. It could be a lack of connection, a lack of purpose, or a feeling of not being recognized. The likes on social media, owning a new item, or completing a game level provide a false sense of fullness, an illusion that we are living a rich and meaningful life. Programmed habits. Many soft addictive behaviors have become deeply ingrained habits in our subconscious. At a certain time, or when encountering a familiar situation, our brain automatically activates that behavior without us even realizing it. For example, you always need a sweet dessert after dinner, or you instinctively open Facebook whenever you pick up your phone. Subtlety and cunning. One of the reasons soft addictions are hard to detect and quit is because they operate very subtly. They don't cause shocking consequences immediately. You won't go bankrupt overnight from too much online shopping, except in extreme cases, nor will you get fired immediately for scrolling Facebook during work hours, if not too obvious. It's this smoldering nature that makes us complacent, underestimating their harm. The invisible but costly price of soft addictions. Though they seem like no big deal, if we continue to indulge in the fleeting satisfaction of these short-lived pleasures, the long-term price is incredibly high. Price 1. Numbing true emotions. When we get used to using soft addictions to avoid or numb our emotions, we gradually lose the ability to experience and process real emotions in a healthy way. We don't dare to cry when sad, or laugh wholeheartedly when happy. Everything becomes dull and bland. We become afraid of strong emotions, both positive and negative. Price 2, losing connection with the real world and ourselves. Immersing ourselves in the virtual worlds of games, social media, or movies distances us from real, meaningful relationships. More importantly, we lose connection with ourselves, no longer listening to our inner needs and deepest desires. We don't know what we truly want or need to be happy. Price 3, diminished concentration and deep thinking abilities. As mentioned earlier, continuous exposure to the short, fast stimuli of soft addictions, especially from electronic devices, erodes our attention span, logical thinking, analytical skills, and creativity. We become easily distracted, finding it hard to complete tasks that require deep focus. Author Nicholas Carr, in his book, The Shallows: What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains, also pointed out the negative impacts of constant internet use on human deep thinking abilities. He argues that we are trading our ability to reflect and contemplate for the convenience of quick information access. Price 4, wasting time, money, and energy. This is the most obvious consequence. Try to add up how much time you spend each day aimlessly scrolling the internet, how much money you spend on unnecessary items, and how much energy you spend on movies that offer nothing but fleeting entertainment. The numbers might startle you. If that time, money, and energy were invested in more beneficial things like learning a new skill, reading books, exercising, or spending quality time with loved ones, imagine how different your life would be. Price 5, getting stuck in a vicious cycle of emptiness. Soft addictions promise joy and satisfaction, but ultimately, they only leave a greater sense of emptiness, guilt, and disappointment. The more we try to fill the void with soft addictions, the emptier we feel. It's like drinking seawater to quench thirst. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. We fall into a hamster wheel, running endlessly, but getting nowhere, drifting further away from our true goals, and feeling like life is gradually becoming meaningless. One reader shared on a book blog, "I used to always wonder why I had so many dreams and plans, but never accomplished them. After reading The Soft Addiction Solution, I realized it was those harmless habits, like watching YouTube for hours every night, or procrastinating on starting important projects, that had consumed all my time and energy." Indeed, soft addiction is like a cunning thief, not stealing big things from us immediately, but gradually gnawing away at our most precious assets, time, potential, and true happiness. It makes us live not good enough, a life that's merely okay, mediocre, instead of the vibrant, fulfilling life we deserve. So, what can we do to escape these invisible chains? How can we rediscover true freedom and joy? In the next part, we'll explore the key to breaking free from soft addiction, an important principle that Dr. Judith Wright has pointed out. It's a shift in mindset, but turning point for us to begin the journey of reclaiming our lives. Don't miss it. Now that we've thoroughly understood the nature, types, and harms of soft addictions, let's move on to a crucial part: how to escape them. In The Soft Addiction Solution, Dr. Judith Wright argues that the key to overcoming soft addiction and achieving a truly fulfilling life lies in learning to balance a contradiction, or more accurately, understanding a paradox. More is actually less. Sounds a bit abstract, right? Let me explain it more clearly. We live in an era where the more, the better seems to have become a life motto. We have too much of everything, more choices than ever before, from food, drinks, clothes, to entertainment channels, online courses. The information we consume daily is overwhelming to the point of indigestion. Communication tools are incredibly diverse, Phones, emails, countless messaging apps, social media. We assume that having so much will bring us freedom, abundance, and happiness. But in reality, according to Dr. Wright, this very much is actually causing us to fail to recognize our core needs. Amidst a forest of choices and information, we get lost, no longer knowing what we truly want or need. We are easily swayed by trends, by outcome exteriors, forgetting to listen to our inner voice. Struggle to use time for things we're truly passionate about. Because there are so many cool things to do, to see, to try, we often choose the easy things that offer instant gratification, which are soft addictions, instead of investing time and effort in long-term passions and goals that require perseverance. We've turned hobbies into mere entertainment, unwilling to spend time, unwilling to push our limits. Fall prey to material illusions. Marketing and advertising strategies constantly exaggerate, creating the illusion that material possessions are the be-all and end-all of life. They paint a picture that if we just own this item and experience that service, we will achieve happiness. And we unconsciously believe it, throwing ourselves into an endless consumer race. More means less real connection. We have hundreds, even thousands of friends on social media, yet we feel lonely in real life. We can text or video call someone halfway across the world, but we hesitate to communicate and share with our loved ones right beside us. Living in abundance, but feeling deprived. We own more products, live in more comfortable homes, watch bigger TV screens, yet we feel less truly connected to the outside world. We're lazier about reading books, thinking deeply, and connecting with nature. That's why Dr. Wright asserts, you are living a life that you think is full, but is actually incredibly empty. You think you're grasping many things, but in reality, you're teetering on the brink of emptiness. This is the aha moment I want you to experience. When we realize that the more we are chasing doesn't actually bring happiness, but only increases chaos, stress, and emptiness, we will no longer want to do things that reinforce this contradiction. So, how can less be more? It means we need to, firstly, keep a clear head amidst the chaos, learn to distinguish between fleeting stimuli, the soft addictions tempting us, and the activities, relationships, and goals that are truly meaningful and bring lasting value to our lives. Secondly, make wise choices. Instead of being swayed by the crowd or superficial temptations, learn to pause, reflect, and choose what truly aligns with your core values and desires. This requires self-awareness and the courage to say no to unnecessary things. Thirdly, focus on quality over quantity. A few deep, sincere relationships are more valuable than hundreds of superficial ones. A few activities that genuinely bring joy and personal growth are more meaningful than countless useless entertainments. A few quality items that you truly need and love are better than a closet full of things bought on impulse. As philosopher Henry David Thoreau once said, our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify. Simplification here doesn't mean living an ascetic, deprived life, but knowing how to eliminate unnecessary clutter, the noise, to focus on what truly matters. When we understand that more material comforts, more entertainment information doesn't equate to more happiness, we will start seeking a different kind of more. More peace of mind, more meaningful connections, more personal development, more memorable experiences. And that's when we begin the journey of breaking free from the grip of soft addiction. Recognizing the more is actually less paradox is just the beginning. To truly change, we need specific methods and concrete steps. And in the next, most anticipated part, I'll share with you the 3 key steps Dr. Judith Wright has outlined for us to accurately prescribe the medicine and radically address the soft addictions plaguing your life. Stay tuned to discover this secret. All right, so we've journeyed quite a way together to understand soft addiction, haven't we? We know what it is, how it manifests, why it's so alluring and dangerous, and we've grasped the more is actually less mindset key. Now, it's time to get to the very core, the part I believe you've all been waiting for. The 3 key steps to resolve the soft addictions within you, according to Dr. Judith Wright's guidance. These aren't quick fixes or temporary tricks. This is a process that demands self-reflection, honesty with oneself, and perseverance. But trust me, the results it brings will be incredibly worthwhile. Please prepare an open mind to receive this. Step 1. Discover your true hunger, the hidden spiritual need behind the soft addiction. This is the foundational step, the root of all change. Dr. Wright emphasizes, behind every soft addiction lies an unmet spiritual need. We are often sidetracked by the external world and our own biased thoughts, causing us not to realize what we truly crave at the deepest level. And when these core spiritual needs are not met in a healthy way, we tend to turn to soft addictions as a way to compensate, to fill the void temporarily. Try asking yourself, if your addiction is uncontrolled spending on clothes, bags, luxury shoes, is the real spiritual need behind it, I want to be recognized? I want to be respected, admired by others. I want to feel valuable. If you spend hours watching celebrity news, following online drama, is the real need, I want to feel connected to others? I crave close, meaningful relationships? Or even, I want to escape the boredom of my real life? If you constantly buy things outside your plan, items you don't really need, is the hidden desire, I want to maintain a sense of existence? I want to be seen, heard, moved, loved? If you're a workaholic, working to the point of forgetting to eat or sleep, is the real need, I want to prove my self-worth? I'm afraid of failure? I want a sense of control? In the book, there's a classic case of a woman named Tiffany, who was obsessed with home decorating. She spent $20,000 on window treatments, then another $30,000 on a rug to match those windows. But even after all that, she still felt dissatisfied and wanted to start over. With Dr. Wright's help, Tiffany realized that she used to be an outstanding employee, but after quitting her job to stay home, her soul was filled with dissatisfaction. She wanted a more perfect life, and her decorating addiction was how she expressed that dissatisfaction, using criticism of her home details to satisfy her desire for perfection. Her real spiritual need was to be affirmed, to feel competent, and to create value. No matter how well she decorated, it couldn't fulfill that core spiritual need or resolve her dissatisfaction. Only when Tiffany recognized and found healthy ways to satisfy her need for affirmation, example, joining a community project, learning a new skill, writing, did she gradually break free from that decorating addiction. So, how do you discover your spiritual need? Spend some quiet time for self-reflection. When you engage in a soft, addictive behavior, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Sad, lonely, stressed, bored, insecure? What temporary feeling does this behavior give me? Comfort, forgetfulness, momentary pleasure? What do I truly desire deep down that this behavior is trying to replace? Love, recognition, security, connection, meaning, growth? Write down your thoughts. It might be difficult at first, but the more you practice, the more clearly you'll see yourself. When you understand your true need behind each repetitive, soft, addictive action, you'll realize that this type of addiction is actually quite meaningless and wasteful. It doesn't solve your real hunger. And that's when you're ready to move on to the second step. Step 2. Make a core decision, your guiding lighthouse. After understanding your spiritual hunger, the next step is to make a core decision. This isn't an ordinary decision, like I will stop snacking or I will reduce my Facebook time. A core decision, according to Dr. Wright, must be at the highest level, the most powerful resource, like a lighthouse at sea, guiding ships through a storm. It must touch your deepest values, igniting a powerful desire for the person you want to become, the life you want to live. Example of the difference. Ordinary decision. I'm determined to stop eating fried foods and sweets to be more beautiful and healthier. Sounds positive, but it still focuses on external results. Core decision. I want to love myself more because I realize I am the most precious gift of my life. I deserve to be cared for and cherished. This declaration comes from within, full of inner strength and love. Characteristics of a core decision. Unique and deeply personal. No two core decisions are exactly alike. It reflects your individual self and aspirations. Ignites a desire for something greater. It makes you want to recognize your self-worth and live a rich, interesting, authentic life. Aimed at inner growth, not proving oneself to others. Any decision made solely to prove yourself, satisfy your ego in others' eyes, control or manipulate others, assert power or status, is not a true core decision. Dr. Wright shared her personal story. In school, because of her chubby appearance, she tried to get into a relationship with a handsome guy, not because she loved him, but just to prove to everyone that I'm not ugly. But that loveless relationship made her even more dissatisfied with herself. It was a wrong decision, not stemming from a genuine need for love. Some examples of core decisions. I want to be an honest, sincere, and trustworthy person in all my relationships. I am determined to live a purposeful life, contributing good values to myself and the community every day. I want to love and give unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. I want to have a rich soul, always learning, exploring, and appreciating the beauty of life. The ideal life I aspire to is to live rationally, mindfully, and fully in every present moment. How to find your core decision. Take a blank piece of paper, spend plenty of time reflecting, and answer these questions. If you could write an autobiography, what words would you use to describe yourself? What should be rewritten? What should be engraved in your life for you to feel you've lived a worthy life? What qualities do you admire in others? Do you want to cultivate those qualities in yourself? What kind of person do you want to become? In terms of personality, values, contributions, etc. Write down everything that comes to mind. Don't judge. Then look back and try to condense them into one or a few powerful statements that are most authentic to you. That is your core decision. Once you have your core decision, commit to it. Whenever you face a choice, should I pick up my phone or a book? Should I click confirm order or reconsider? Should I act now or procrastinate? Should I eat this or not? Let that core decision guide you. It will help you take actions that are consistent with your true self and the life you truly desire. Step 3. Build an overarching vision, the blueprint for your ideal life. Discovering your spiritual need and making a core decision are incredibly important steps. But they're not enough, because soft addiction, as we know, seeps into every aspect of life. If you only focus on addressing one symptom in one area, it's very likely to metastasize to another. That's why we need the third step. Build an overarching vision for all important aspects of your life. Like building a house, if the foundation core decision isn't solid or the overall design isn't harmonious, the house will easily sway and collapse. After you've identified your core decision, ask yourself, if my goal is to meet my true spiritual needs and live by that core decision, what kind of life would I live in each specific area? Think about and write down your vision for the following aspects. Relationship with yourself. How do you see yourself? How do you want to treat yourself? What deep desires, intellectual, spiritual, physical, do you want to satisfy? Do you want to continue learning, growing, and maturing? How? Relationship with family, including parents, spouse, children. What kind of family do you want? What is the ideal state of your family? Does that family need to be built on sincerity, love, respect, and mutual growth? What role will you play? What contribution will you make to build such a family? Relationship with others, friends, colleagues, community. Do you want to connect and communicate sincerely with others? How do you want to be recognized, respected, and find a sense of belonging? Is it by giving value, help, or listening? What kind of relationships do you want to build? Work and career. What are you really good at? What work makes you feel meaningful, dedicated, and developed? Does that work align with your core decision and values? What do you want to achieve in your career? Not just money, but satisfaction. Contributo. Leisure and personal growth. What leisure activities truly make you feel relaxed and rejuvenated in a healthy way? Is it necessary to seek support from the virtual world? Reading books, listening to podcasts, running in nature, learning a musical instrument, painting? Which activities bring you joy and growth without being expensive or even free? What new skills do you want to learn? What hobbies do you want to explore? Health, physical and mental. What kind of healthy, flexible, energetic body do you want? By continuously thinking about and answering these questions, you will gradually build an overarching vision, a comprehensive picture of the life you truly desire. This vision, when nurtured by a strong core decision from deep within your soul, will grow in power, helping you live without depending on soft addictions. It will be your compass, your motivation to change your entire destiny. This process doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, continuous self-reflection, and the courage to adjust when necessary. But every small step you take on this journey of building your vision is a step closer to a free and meaningful life. These 3 steps, discovering spiritual needs, making a core decision, and building an overarching vision, are the prescription Dr. Judith Wright offers us. In the final part, I'll share 3 more useful tips from the author to strengthen this journey of breaking free from soft addictions. Let's walk to the end of this road together. So, we've walked through the 3 key steps to address soft addictions. It's been quite a meaningful journey of self-discovery and creation, hasn't it? However, the path of self-change is never strewn with roses. There will be times when we feel discouraged, want to give up, or old habits creep back to tempt us. To further strengthen us on this journey, Dr. Judith Wright offers 3 incredibly helpful pieces of advice, like 3 trustworthy companions. Tip number 1, just start. Don't strive for perfection. This is an incredibly important reminder. Many of us tend to procrastinate because we're waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, or until we feel completely ready. But the truth is that perfection never exists. Little strokes fell great oaks. This proverb is so true here. Just like in James Clear's Atomic Habits, which BookSmart Insights has featured before, we can only master our lives by starting with small actions. Tiny habits repeated daily. Don't worry too much about having a perfectly detailed, overarching vision or a beautifully worded core decision before you start. Just begin with the smallest things you can do today to move closer to the person you want to become. For example, if your core decision is I want to love myself more, you can start by taking a 15-minute walk each day or preparing a healthy meal for yourself. If your vision is to connect more deeply with family, Start by putting your phone down and truly listening to your loved one's stories during dinner. Mistakes are inevitable. What's important is what you learn from them and that you keep moving forward. Author Samuel Beckett has a great quote: "Ever tried, ever failed. No matter. Try again, fail better." Tip number 2, set your vision by adding and subtracting. As you work towards realizing your overarching vision, you'll need to learn to be flexible and adjust. This means continuously adding things that support and reinforce your vision. These could be good habits, new knowledge, positive relationships, and experiences that enrich your spiritual life. Example: you add paying attention to your emotions by spending 30 minutes journaling each day. You add reading for 30 minutes daily to expand your knowledge. Subtracting or completely eliminating things that distance you from your vision. These are the soft addictions, bad habits, toxic relationships, and negative thoughts hindering you. Example: to make time for journaling and reading, you'll have to subtract time spent aimlessly scrolling on your phone and subtract endless TV watching. You might need to uninstall some game apps on your phone or limit participation in unproductive gossip sessions. By combining these additions and subtractions, you will gradually break the cycle of ignorance, of unhelpful automatic habits. Your grand vision will be continuously nurtured, becoming more solid and clearer each day. This is an ongoing process, like a gardener carefully weeding and cultivating beautiful flowers. Tip number 3, seek support from others. None of us is an island. The journey of self-change, especially when facing deeply ingrained addictions, becomes much easier if you have the companionship and support of those around you. Don't be afraid to share. Talk to your family, close friends, or people you trust about what you're going through and the goals you want to achieve. Their advice, encouragement, or simply their listening ear can be a great source of strength. Find an accountability partner. This could be a friend who is also on a journey of personal development. You can set goals together, share progress, remind and motivate each other. Join positive communities or groups. There are many study groups, book clubs, running groups, meditation groups, etc., where you can find like-minded people to learn and grow with. In some cases, don't hesitate to seek professional help. If you feel that soft addictions are severely affecting your life and you can't overcome them on your own, consider seeking help from counselors, therapists, or life coaches. They have professional tools and methods to assist you. The English philosopher John Donne wrote, "No man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main." Embrace help, good advice, and connections with others. It doesn't mean you're weak. On the contrary, it shows you're strong and wise enough to know that we always need each other on life's journey. These 3 tips: start now, practice adding and subtracting, and seek support, which are lifelines and guiding lights to help you stand firmer on the path to conquering soft addictions and creating a meaningful life. Dear friends of BookSmart Insights, we've journeyed together quite extensively and deeply to explore Dr. Judith Wright's book, The Soft Addiction Solution. From understanding what soft addiction is and recognizing its subtle manifestations, to discovering concrete steps to break free from its grip and helpful advice to stay strong on the path of change. There's one core message I truly hope you'll remember after today's video. A message Dr. Wright passionately conveyed: don't let soft addictions fool you anymore. Although soft addictions might meet some of our superficial needs in the present moment, like comfort, entertainment, or a temporary sense of fulfillment, always remember that only by satisfying your deep spiritual needs, your true inner hungers, can you achieve a truly rich, full, and meaningful life. This principle might not sound difficult to understand, but if our minds aren't sufficiently alert, if we aren't truly conscious of what's happening, we can easily continue to immerse ourselves in the false joys, the fleeting satisfactions that soft addictions offer. As each day passes like this, the precious moments of your life will erode, and your great potential will be buried. I firmly believe that within each of us, everyone has a vision, a longing for their own ideal life, a life where we feel we can be ourselves, be loved, contribute, grow, and experience true joy and peace. So right now, take a moment to ask your heart, are you truly living the life you've always wanted? If not, what has been and is still hindering you? Don't rush to find answers from external factors. Try, just once, to look deep inside at your own habits and your daily choices. The reality is, many of us have the ability to learn. We have diligence. We have beautiful dreams. But it's often the bad habits, the time-wasting soft addictions that we sometimes don't even recognize, that silently hinder our progress and gradually cause us to lose our determination, clarity, and the fire of our passion. Perhaps after watching this video, many of you will have those aha moments, recognizing familiar friends in your own lives. It could be the habit of scrolling social media for hours, uncontrolled shopping, procrastinating important tasks, or sinking into negative thoughts. If you feel discontented that your life is just like this, if you crave change, a life of higher quality and more meaning, then don't hesitate any longer. Start taking action today. Try applying the 3 key steps we've explored together. Discover your spiritual needs, make a core decision, and build an overarching vision. Remember your 3 companions. Start small, practice adding and subtracting, and seek support. Many people around the world have miraculously changed their lives by identifying and overcoming their soft addictions. They have found greater satisfaction, joy, and meaning in life. I am absolutely certain that you can do it too. Today's video from BookSmart Insights will conclude here. Thank you for your patience in listening and watching until the very end. I hope these shares have brought you useful knowledge and new inspiration. Do you recognize any soft addictions present in your life? Which part of today's video resonated with you the most? Or do you have any other questions or shares? Please don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. I look forward to reading and discussing with all of you. If you found this video helpful, please share it with friends who you think might also need this information. And of course, don't forget to support BookSmart Insights with a like if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on weekly videos sharing personal development insights through great books. Once again, thank you for your companionship. I wish you all clarity, strength, and true joy on your journey to mastering your life. Goodbye, and see you in the next BookSmart Insights video.